Hello, thank you for purchasing Intec's Force 3 HP machine. My name is Jason Brown, lead technical service agent here at Intec, and I'm going to take you through a basic operations and accessories familiarization. Your remote cord. You'll only want to do this if you're utilizing your wired remote. You do not need to plug in your wired remote to use your wireless feature. This wired remote is also keyed just like your power cords. There is one section that is larger and one section that is smaller. Ensure that you plug it in the correct way so that each keyway lines up accordingly. You will place it in and provide 1/4 turn to lock it into place. To remove, you simply pull back on the silver tab, rotate, and remove. I'll show that one more time. Pull back, rotate, remove. That is all that you will need to do. Now, to operate the machine once it is energized and the remote is plugged in, you have two separate switches. Your blower must be running in order for your agitator to run. To turn on your blower, you will click the top toggle switch down. That will engage your blower. To turn on your agitator, you will turn your agitator switch down. They are clearly marked on and off on the durable urethane head. Now, to turn them off, you simply reverse that procedure. Turn off your agitator, blow your hose clean, turn off your blower. Now, of course, if you're blowing insulation, you're going to need to attach hose to your machine. You will have 3-inch corrugated blow hose. Now, we provide you with 150 feet so that you have the ability to blow long-range distance. It is recommended that you use a minimum of 100 feet to provide proper conditioning of the material while it is traveling through the hose. To attach the hose to the machine, you will be provided with clamps. These are simple screw type clamps that will go on your hose goes on the machine, and then the clamp is tightened. To join the sections of your hose, you will have two different connectors: the standard steel connector and Intec's patented swivel connector. Now, I recommend that you provide the swivel connector either in your first 50 feet, so 50 foot to 51st foot, or at your last 50-foot section. My recommendation is at the end. This will prevent any kinks or coils from being generated in your hose, which will lead to faster setup and teardown. Your connectors will simply be attached with the same type of clamp system that will go on the hose. The connector is then placed in the hose all of the way and the clamp tightened.
Thanks.
When you attach your swivel hose connector, you will attach it the same way with clamps on each end. Now, the swivel hose connector allows the hose to rotate so that you do not generate coils or kinks in your hose as you're blowing your attic. The control system of your Force 3 is very simple to operate. You can operate it directly from your rotary switch by turning it to blower to activate just the blower, or the blower and agitator to activate the entire system. Of course, to blow out your hose, you close the slide gate, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Turn the switch to blower, allow the hose to blow clean, and then turn the system off. To operate from the wired remote, you simply turn it to wired remote, and then utilizing the wired remote that we talked about earlier, turn on and off the system from there. To utilize the wireless remote, you select the wireless remote feature, and then you'll utilize Intec's wireless system. The system is very easy to use with a 2-button switch system. 1 button for the blower, 1 button for the agitator. Again, the blower must be running for your agitator to work. So you simply will turn on the wireless remote setting on your rotary switch, press your blower button to activate the blower, press your agitator button, and now the blower and agitator are both running. Now, let's say you need to shut down the system entirely. You can simply press your blower button, and that will turn the entire system off. To power back up, hit your blower button one more time, and the system will fire back up. Now, let's say, for example, that you're blowing an attic and suddenly you trip a breaker, which does happen on occasion. You'd want to reset the breaker in the home, but then you'll notice that your Force 3 will not run. You will simply need to come over here and press your power on button. This is a built-in safety feature so that your machine does not automatically turn back on when you reset the breaker in the home. Occasionally, if you're having frequency issues with your wireless system, you may need to resync the machine to the receiver. To resync the remote is very simple. You will simply press your learn button, then your blower button, and then your agitator button. That'll allow you to resync your wireless remote to the receiver in the machine. You'll also want to check at times that your battery life is good. If your receiver is not working, you may need to change the battery. You simply remove the 3 screws, change the battery in the remote, and place it back in its carrier. You can also change the frequency of your remote here by removing this piece of tape and utilizing a paper clip. Press in and hold from 2 to 15 seconds. Your transmitter will naturally pick the strongest signal. Okay?
Yeah.
If you've replaced your batteries or reset the frequency of your wireless transmitter, you will need to resync it to your machine at that time. One other feature of your Force 3 is the ability to control your blower speed. Now this is done with your variable speed selection. Green is on, red is off. If you need to tone your blower down, you would simply turn on your variable speed, turn down your blower. To turn it off, simply press again. Typically, when you're blowing an attic, you'll want your variable speed off. To regulate the flow of material from your Force 3 to your project, we've installed a slide gate. The slide gate is very simple to operate. Remove the retaining pin, and you'll want to slide the slide gate 3/4 of the way to 100% of the way open for attic operations. If you're dense packing, you may need to set the slide gate at 3/4 to 1/2. Now, due to manufacturers' differences in material, you may need better conditioning. To better condition the product, you can always adjust the slide gate a little further closed to allow the insulation to stir more in our agitation system. To load your Force 3 is very simple. You'll simply want to score your bag of insulation, and break your bag in half. For normal operations, it's important to wear all of your protective equipment. So ensure that you're wearing gloves, and I would recommend a dust mask, as sometimes these operations can get dusty. You will notice that I have placed the open end of the bag to the left side of the machine. It can be on the left side or the right side. This, however, will not provide you with the right type of orientation. Once the bag is in this location, you'll simply take your knife and score the front of the bag and allow the bag to dump into the machine. Of course, we do not want the bag itself going into the machine, just the insulation. So congratulations, you've now successfully completed your project and re-insulated your home. You'll want to ensure that you conduct maintenance on your machine. Now, in order for your blowers to blow effectively, they need to be able to breathe effectively. So Intec has provided you with exterior filter systems that can easily be removed and cleaned. These can be blown out with compressed air or even washed. Once they are clean, they are simply inserted back into their carrier and the filters are ready for your next operation. About once a year or every 300 hours, you'll want to change your airlock seals. The airlock seals are mounted down in the bottom of the machine. Those provide you with an airtight seal to allow all of the pressure to go down the hose with the insulation. If at any time you notice that you're not getting hose arc like you would expect, or the machine doesn't seem to be blowing as hard, you'll want to inspect your airlock seals. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Jason Brown, and I can assist you with anything that may happen with your Force 3. Feel free to call me at any time at 303-833-6644, extension 105.